My stepfather gave me thrift store rags for Christmas while his kids unwrapped designer outfits. The vintage dealer offered me $12,000 for one of my rags. My stepfather, Leonard, had this thing about teaching me gratitude. Ever since he married my mom 8 years ago, he has made sure I understand my place in his household hierarchy. His twins, Sophie and Blake, were destined for greatness. They needed to look the part. I was lucky to have a roof over my head. Christmas shopping was Leonard's favorite power play. He'd take all three of us to the mall, march his twins into Nordstrom and Saks, then drag me to whatever thrift store was closest. Sophie and Blake would try on cashmere sweaters while I picked through donation bins. You need to learn the value of money, he'd tell me. Not everyone gets handed everything. Mom never said anything. She'd just stare at her phone while Leonard explained how building character meant starting from the bottom. This Christmas was supposed to be his masterpiece. Leonard had been planning it since October, dropping hints about how special it would be. On Christmas morning, he arranged us in the living room like a conductor preparing his orchestra. Mom sat in the corner with her coffee, silent as always. Sophie went first. She unwrapped a Burberry coat, the real one with the signature plaid lining. Blake got the matching men's version. Then came the accessories. Designer scarves, leather gloves, a Gucci belt for Blake, a Coach purse for Sophie. Your turn, kiddo. Leonard pushed a garbage bag toward me. Not wrapped, just a black hefty bag with a red bow stuck on top. Inside were the saddest clothes I'd ever seen. A wool coat that looked like something from a World War II movie, all brass buttons and weird shoulder pads. 3 dresses that screamed 1960s church lady. A leather jacket covered in studs and safety pins that smelled like mothballs. 2 pairs of shoes that looked orthopedic. Leonard was practically glowing. Found these at that estate sale in Riverside. The old lady running it said they'd been in storage for decades. Perfect for someone learning to appreciate what they have. Sophie snorted. She looks like she raided a museum. Blake held up one of the dresses. This is what people wore when dinosaurs roamed the earth. The revelation came 2 weeks later. Sophie had posted photos of their Christmas haul on Instagram. Naturally, I'd thrown my garbage bag of clothes in the closet and tried to forget about it until my friend Jasmine came over to study. She was borrowing a hoodie when she saw the leather jacket. Holy shit, is that real? Real ugly, yeah. No, seriously. She pulled it out, examining the label. This is an original Seditionaries jacket. Vivian Westwood and Malcolm McLaren. This is from the actual punk shop on Kings Road. I had no idea what she was talking about. My cousin collects vintage. She'd die for this. Can I send her a picture? 20 minutes later, Jasmine's cousin was on FaceTime, practically hyperventilating. She offered me $4,000 for the jacket on the spot. Said she knew collectors who'd pay double. That sent me down a rabbit hole. I researched every piece in that garbage bag. The coat with the brass buttons, a 1947 Maine Boucher, one of 30 made. The weird church lady dresses, 2 were early Halston. One was a Rudy Gernreich. The orthopedic-looking shoes were Roger Vivier originals from the 1950s. I needed an expert opinion. There was a vintage boutique downtown that specialized in authentication. The owner, Mrs. Yamamoto, had been in the business for 40 years. She laid out each piece like she was handling religious artifacts. Where did you get these? My stepfather. Christmas present. He got them at an estate sale. She pulled out her jeweler's loop to examine the stitching on the Maine Boucher coat. Do you have any idea what this is worth? I shook my head. This coat alone at auction would start at $12,000. The Halstons, maybe $3,000 each. The Gernreich could go for $5,000. The Vivier shoes, depending on the buyer, $4,000 minimum. The Westwood jacket is museum quality. I know a collector in Tokyo who'd pay $15,000 tomorrow. The room felt airless. That's impossible. She showed me recent auction results on her laptop. Similar pieces, similar prices, some even higher. Your stepfather thought these were worthless? He bought them to humiliate me, to teach me a lesson about gratitude. Mrs. Yamamoto laughed. Well, someone learned a lesson. The estate sale he mentioned was at the Whitmore estate in Riverside? I nodded. Mrs. Whitmore's mother was a fashion editor in the 60s. Her collection was legendary. The family had no idea what they had. Listed everything for $5 per piece. I sold the Westwood jacket to Jasmine's cousin, keeping the rest for now. Leonard still asks if I'm wearing my special Christmas presents. I tell him I'm saving them for special occasions. He has no idea how special.